I don't know if I've been blessed to coach incredible young men. I've been incredibly blessed. This group is special. This group is, and they've been that way before we played a game in the summer. The guys were so intentional. These guys, nobody knew each other. Nobody ever been with and they've been very intentional about getting to know each other. And 3 or 4 weeks into the summer, I had guys doing incredibly gracious, generous acts of kindness for their teammates. When we had a bunch of stuff this summer that was tough, with guys' lives outside of basketball, family stuff, and I think that wins. I really think it wins in the end. Is these guys have been so intentional about working to love each other.
So many ebbs and flows in this game. Was there a moment you felt the tide turning? Was there one play or one hustle play?
I was really proud of how the guys came out in the second half. So we're always trying to monitor our energy on our team. The guys are really conscious of where they're letting their minds go, right? And so I think the first half was, the last 10 minutes of the first half was really frustrating against us. We gave up 46 points. That's not characteristic of us. It's not who we are as a team. We had 7 turnovers in the first half. That's not characteristic of us. And I think there was a lot of credit. Duke's a terrific team. I mean, come on, a ton of credit to this great Duke team. But what I was really proud of is guys went and sat in the locker room, and all it was constructive. The guys do most of the fixing before I even get in the locker room, and then you could see that the way they came out to start the second half. It was just sheer resolve and determination, and there was a lot of ebb and flow, and the game almost swung away from us there in that first 8 minutes of the second half, and then the guys kind of reeled it in, and it was close the rest of it.
Coach, talking about that resolve, how much resolve did it show maybe when threes aren't falling, and that's what a lot of your offense is known for?
Yeah.
Or maybe when a guy like Jackson seems to be struggling, I seen at one moment, Andrew pulled him aside,
Yeah.
kind of gave him a pat on the head. What kind of result does it show when maybe the things you're known for aren't happening?
Yeah, and that's the way these guys have built this. I mean, that's the way that our guys have built this is they have all fail-safes. There's fail-safes everywhere, right? And mostly the fail-safe just comes from their competitive spirit. We have a whole bunch of that. Andrew mentioned this, but our guys have been really focused on, when things are going tough, it is the psychology of us as human beings that we start to communicate less. We start to get lost in our own heads, and literally and figuratively, you start to turn away from the huddle. And our guys are incredibly intentional about fighting that, and they're like, no, we're going to turn back to each other. You mentioned, guys putting their arms around Jax, for example. That's not just natural. They're fighting actually to make that happen, and we have that's one of the blessings of having beautiful guys on a team. Oh, me? Lamont is the foundation of this team. And, if you get to know Lamont Butler, he's one of the best people that I've ever met. That's just not an overstatement. And he's a winner. He's a winner. And so we just talked about that, we're riding or dying together, man. That's how this team is. I feel the same way about Otega. I feel the same way about Drew. It's like we're our guys. We're each other's guys, and we're not going away from each other. If we have a bad half or a bad play or a bad game, we're running back to each other. And that was a conversation we had with Mont. He doesn't need much. He's just a winner's heart. But he had an unbelievable second half. He really gave us a massive lift in the second half.
Perhaps this question can maybe be for any of the three of you. Was there any inkling at all with all the newspaper clippings and rumblings about the Duke kids and the cool classes and everything else? Did that give you guys a little bit of extra motivation or just chip on the shoulder?
I wouldn't say extra motivation, because we try and just look at every game like it's a normal game. We prepare the same way, and we trust in the work that we do every single day, but we also know the history behind this rivalry. So obviously we want to put on and do well for Big Blue Nation, but really just want to go out there and do the things that we know we can do. Just stay solid, stick to our principles, and if we do that, we're going to get a win, which was the outcome. So obviously the rivalry is huge, but we didn't look at it just as, let's go out there and try and do stuff that we don't usually do. let's just be calm and composed and just play the way that we know how to.
And the players, two aggressive and ones in the final minutes.
Yeah.
Did you see anything differently as the game went down there, or was that just need to go get a couple buckets?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of the flow of the game. That happens with the way that we play. It's a lot of reading and reacting, and we try to take advantage of how the defense is guarding us, and they're switching sometimes, and just wanted to try and continue to be aggressive, and we always talk about making plays for our teammates, and was able to get in the lane, play off 2 feet, and able to convert on those plays, but that's just kind of how the game goes, and wanted to continue to be aggressive throughout the game, and that's kind of where that led to.
Both players, in the offseason, you guys obviously came together, didn't know each other. When did you all start to trust each other in the offseason, and how did that process impact what you saw at the end of this game?
Yeah, I can start. I think it's really important for us. We had a lot of older guys, and we really learned each other off the court. And a lot of teams are able to say that, but it was really cool being a part of a brand new team, just because everybody didn't know anybody else. So everybody had to have the same amount of effort to get to know and love and serve and care for your teammates in the same way, because you didn't know any of them. So for us, it was a really cool growing experience, and I feel like just because everybody had a concerted effort on it, it allowed us to really connect super quickly and get to know each other super quickly, and it translated right to the court.
You got anything? Let's see. Otega, you want some of that?
I mean, I was just kind of going to piggy off what Andrew said. We're an older group, so if we want to do big things on the court, we have to get along off the court. So I'd say it kind of just started in the summer. We all have a common goal, which is to win big. So we just know if we want to do that, we have to come together in hard situations, and I feel like that kind of showed today.
My fault.
No, that's all right.
Mark, for you personally, what was that big moment at the end like, talking to Big Blue Nation like that?
It's great. I mean, listen, I said this in the post game, but it's really important. I think one of the things that's great about our team is that this is not actually about us. It's not about me. Like, if this gets about me, it gets too big. I think if it gets about Andrew Carr, it gets too big. We're a pretty faithful group, and we get to learn that this isn't really about us. And so I think the best part about all of us being able to acknowledge our fans in the stands is it's just an extension about that. This is about us. It's not about me. If Andrew has to carry around the burden of this being about him, it's too big. If Otega has to carry around the burden of this being about him, it's too big. And it's actually not very rewarding. But when it can be about us, that's when it's magic, right? That's the gospel. That's life. As this team has really adapted that. So getting to walk around and just acknowledge everybody, it's just like, it's us. It's us. It's these guys fighting on the floor. It's all BBN showing up. It's a brilliant thing, and we get to be at the best place in the world to do it.
Mark, given that you have a veteran team, did the conversations now change in terms of how to handle success? Because everybody might have had individual success in different places they were, but I feel like it's different when you're successful at
we'll have the conversation for sure about trying to stay off social media, and we'll try and do that. What's ironic, not ironic, it's just relatively interesting maybe, is that we would be having the exact same conversation had we lost, right? It was, when you get a locker room that's right, like these guys are trying to grow into a right locker room, you just don't have the space to bring in all the other stuff, right? And most of the things that they're going to hear outside are going to be counter to what is making this group really special right now, and gives us a chance to, do the impossible, which is to be special this season. So, I think we'll continue to have the reinforcing conversation we're having, but I actually think, I think these guys are enjoying this right now.
Well, going back to being about the quick picture, Jackson obviously didn't have game he's used to having. For guys to just pick him up and find a way to win this game without him, what would you say?
Yeah, you know, I mean, we didn't win without Jax because Jax has such an impact. I mean, talk about a gravity guy. Like, you just throw Jax on the court, and it's like 4 guys are leaning towards him, right? So, you know, his numbers might not have been huge, but he has an impact when he walks in the gym, right? He has an impact on the scout. He has an impact on all those things. And you know, this team is built this way. Jax is growing into an exceptional leader, just exceptional. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And these guys know that it's not about him either. It doesn't mean we don't all care and want to be successful individually. We sure do, but it's not about Jax either. I think Jax is made a huge contribution tonight in all the ways he does, and he's, I mean, come on, that's a dangerous man. That's a really dangerous man.
Both players. Mark told me in the spring, we saw Otega at Oklahoma, we saw Andrew at Wake Forest. They were good players. Wait till you see them in a Kentucky uniform because of the appreciation for maybe a chance you might think may never have happened. Is that any of that playing how you guys are playing?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say, wearing Kentucky on your chest, you just have to carry yourself a certain way. And you know that you're not just playing for yourself, you're playing for a whole nation, you're playing for your brothers. So, I mean, it's a dream to play for Kentucky, and the fact that I'm here and the fact that AC's here, I know it just makes everyone want to play harder. So, I would say that just wearing the Kentucky jersey definitely makes you want to go out there and play.
Yeah, and I would agree with Otega, and I'd also just talk about just the team that we have in general too is just so talented, and something that we always talk about as a team is just, you know, our run, our whatever it is, you know, we're looking for that Jenga block to fall. You know, we're just gonna keep coming at you guys. We're gonna keep coming at you guys throughout the game over and over and over again until you know, we go on that run or come back and you know, are able to make an impact on the game. And whether it's gonna be, you know, Otega and me and Amari tonight, it's gonna be, you know, someone else, Brandon and Jackson and Carr the next night, you know, and that's what really makes our team super special. And so, you know, when you're able to surround yourself on a team, you know, that Otega talked about, that means that much to, with amazing people and super talented basketball players, you know, you really trust your teammates, and it becomes really special.
Who gets to coach guys like this? Come on, man. That's awesome.
How much of the game plan was around trying to kind of tackle with your 5 through the middle of the floor,
Yeah.
and then the decision to go to Andrew Small, go to him the 5?
Yeah, it's a space we've messed around with a lot, and credit to Duke. You know, they chose to guard us in 2 different ways. One really pressure 5 and one really back off the 5. And both of them were a little problematic for us with the other pressure on the court. It was a great game plan on their part, and they executed really well with the length and talent that they have. But we're really blessed. You know, you think about BG. BG running the floor was so important for us at the 5. BG banging that 3 was really important for us. Oh, was it 2? Oh, then forget I said that. The 2 doesn't even matter, man.
Someone told me that too.
Yeah, is that true? Is that really true? Oh, jeez.
His big feet.
See, you just ruined a great night. I was so excited for BG. He's been dying to get one of those, man. He wants it so bad. That makes me kind of sad.
Yeah, me too.
All right, thanks, y'all. Sorry, 12:05.
Hey, have a great night, guys.
Thank you, guys. Coach Shire and Cooper Flag will be